So we had a couple that came to us. This was their scenario. They were very adamant. They want to retire. Hey, Matt, we want to retire. They had put some thought into this, and they had planned this thing out, and they really just wanted me to run the math to see if it was going to work, right? They weren't looking for a whole lot of advice. They just wanted kind of a pat on the back and say good luck, okay? So this was the information that they provided me, okay? So they were 64 and 62, and they had, together, they had just over $34,000 in annual Social Security income, okay? They were starting retirement with $750,000 in 401k IRA pre-taxed assets, okay, pre-taxed. And for modeling purposes, we ran this at a 6% annual return with a 3% inflationary factor. They were needing $70,000 per year in inflation-adjusted after-tax income just to continue their lifestyle, okay? And based on their family history, we were planning on them living to about 86 and 89, okay? So at first glance, right, doesn't look too bad, right? So I said, hey, I don't know, I got to do the math, okay? So once we modeled it out, so I said, let's start with the Social Security, okay? So whenever we modeled this out, this is what their Social Security looked like, okay? Does everybody see this gradually increasing? Anybody know why? COLA, cost of living adjustment, increase based on inflation every single year that's going to increase your Social Security benefit, okay? So whenever we ran this model, this red line is how much money they needed, the $70,000 in annual in inflation-adjusted income. Well, we couldn't get all the way up to this red line with Social Security, so we had to supplement that with our pre-taxed assets, okay? So whenever we're doing modeling, okay, we're looking for problems. Problems typically show up in the form of gaps and holes. Where do you guys see the problem in this plan? They run out of money a good 10 years too soon, right? Now, remember whenever we talked about 40% of Americans live solely on Social Security? Did anybody think we'd be talking about someone that had started out retirement with $750,000 in assets? Happens all the time. You need to have a plan. So I came to him, I said, guys, look, this ain't going to work. The math is not mathing. We need to go back to the drawing board. You know, we got to make some tweaks. We need to kind of revisit this, okay? So I said, listen, I don't know if this is going to fix all of our problems, but I think it's a good starting point. Let's look at Social Security optimization first, okay? So they said, okay.